Good morning, my friends. How are you this morning? I am coming to you with something a little bit new today. You know that I don't usually show up on video just talking to you, at you, unfortunately, like this very often, but I'm thinking of trying it and setting a new, maybe, I don't know, thing. So you will have to let me know if you like it by clicking the heart button or making a comment and telling me what you think of it. So and I have no idea. This may end up being an Instagram series. It may end up being part of the MyBadASS.Life blog series, or vlog, as they call it. I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm just going to sort of verbally process and share with you, which is pretty much what I do every day, 24/7. Ask Doc, she totally knows. So my name is Cece, for those of you who don't know me, and welcome to My BadASS Life. I am a stage 3B rectal cancer survivor, and I'm sharing that today specifically because the last couple of weeks have been like ridiculously stressful. And it's because, you know, the idea that when you finish cancer treatment, by the way, I'm in remission. Again, for those of you who don't know me that well, I am in remission. Yes. But for those of you who aren't familiar with the whole idea of cancer recovery and or who may know people who have had cancer, but there's this misconception that once you're done with treatment, you're good. And I am just continually amazed and shocked by how long it takes to recover from cancer treatment. Everything from, peripheral neuropathy and frozen shoulder and some of the physical aspects of cancer treatment side effects that stay with you for a really, really long time. For instance, I finished my chemo in April of 2022. It's now November of 2023. I will be coming up on my 2-year cancerversary. I don't really like celebrating that one because it's the anniversary of when I was diagnosed, and that was November of 2021. But anyway, I've been finished with chemo since April of 2022, and I am still experiencing side effects. Some of those are more prevalent than others, and I certainly realize that I have it better than, I always say, I have it better than some people and worse than others in terms of my recovery process. One of the ones that I notice super frequently outside of peripheral neuropathy, which is, one of those things that you can't help but notice, is fatigue. I mean, I just don't have the same stamina that I did before treatment. And like many of you, I was in really great shape before treatment. And so, I was working out an hour a day. I don't call it a workout. Really, we were moving an hour a day, whether it be in the swimming pool or whether it was walking in our mountainous area with altitude or, doing some type of weight workout or dancing. We love Body Groove, by the way. Thank you, Misty Tripoli. And it's just constantly astounding to me how long it's taking for my body to recover from all of that. Now, I also had radiation and I had 2 surgeries. And this week, the thing that is really standing out for me is how much mental challenge goes on with those of us in remission. And while yes, we absolutely have it 150% better than people who are still going through treatment, please don't misunderstand me. We definitely have it better. But it's so fascinating to me how much mental challenges, how many mental challenges there are. I had scans last Monday, and it was funny because we thought that I wasn't going to have them until February, and all of a sudden the hospital called and said they needed to schedule scans, and it immediately put me in this crazy scanxiety spiral that it just sort of sneaks up on you. You don't even realize it's happening. And so, that was 2 weeks before scans. So, leading up to scans, and then scans finally happen, and then you wait for results. Well, these days, thankfully, there is a portal. And so you actually can get your results before your doctor shares them with you. Good and bad to that sometimes, right? Because if your results weren't good, that would be scary as hell. And so in my case, I was super lucky and my scans came back clear, and I am super celebrating that. But yet, here's the thing. I didn't celebrate it right as soon as I found out, because it was almost like you just wait for the other shoe to drop, or like it's so there's been such a buildup of anxiousness and anxiety and stress around waiting for these scans that you just immediately start to think, oh my God. And so then when you get good news, it's almost like you have to decompress from all this anxiety before you can even celebrate the fact that your scans were clear. And I recognize that that probably sounds crazy to those of you who have never experienced cancer, and I pray that you never do. But for those of us in remission, it's a very common occurrence, and it's something that I feel like people should know about, especially people who haven't had cancer, so that you know how to support those in your life who have had cancer. And so literally it's been an entire week since my scans and that good news. And honestly, it wasn't until yesterday that I finally had this sort of relief and excitement around it, because I had visited my surgeon. So I've had now 5 different appointments in the last week, just in the last week. And this is the life of a cancer survivor in remission. So you can only imagine what it's like for somebody still in treatment. So I've had 5 appointments in the last week: 2 physical therapy appointments, appointment with my surgeon, appointment with my oncologist, the scans appointment. 6 appointments, because I also had to do my annual visit with my regular healthcare provider. So anyway, it wasn't until I finally met with the surgeon, and then I met with my oncologist yesterday. And that's going to be the topic for a different video, because he super impressed me yesterday, and I have a very newfound and fabulous respect for him for a couple of reasons. Again, different video. But I honestly, it was finally once, and actually it was Doc who pointed it out to me, because after the appointment, she said, "Do you realize you had a win today?" And I'm like, "Yes," but I was thinking of a totally different thing. And she's like, "You realize he just said you can go to every 6 months for your Guardant Reveal." And the Guardant Reveal is a blood test that we do, that we were doing every 3 months in between scans, that identifies circulating tumor DNA in the blood. You can check it out on GuardantHealth.com. And it's one of the few tests that gives me like a lot of peace of mind, because it can detect the most minuscule amount of circulating tumor DNA in your blood before a scan would ever be able to detect it. And so whenever that comes back negative, I'm just relieved and completely decompressed. Well, I had one of those back in August. I had another one yesterday, and he let me know that I can now have one every 6 months instead of every 3 months. And that is a huge win, because the cool thing with Guardant is that the more negative results you get with the Guardant, so I've now had, this will be my 5th one coming up, the more negative results you have, the less chance of a recurrence you have. So it's kind of like this exponential addition, which I understand none of, because I am so not mathematic. But I do understand you don't have to do this every 3 months. You only have to do this every 6 months. And that's a good thing in terms of remission, and the positive mindset of the fact that I should not have a recurrence of rectal cancer, or any type of metastasis. So all that said, it wasn't until we processed through that appointment yesterday that all of a sudden the relief of having clear scans, and I'm actually going to get emotional here. It's been a tough couple of weeks. The relief of having clear scans hit me like a ton of bricks. And here I am, super relieved, happy to be here. Really, really happy to be here on this earth, even on the stressful days. So happy to be here. And and happy to have all of you in my corner supporting me. And I will also say that recently, a couple of really people that I'm super close to got diagnosed with different types of cancers. And so I've been processing that as well, because it's literally like, it hits my heart like a ton of bricks when that happens. And so those of you, you know who you are. I love you and I'm with you, and you can reach out to me anytime. I mean that with all my heart. Um, so anyway, I just wanted to share that the life of a cancer survivor in remission isn't always a bed of roses, even though we're always super, super grateful to be here. Thank you so much. And thanks for your continued love and support. It means everything.